And we'll get going. I want to just check to make sure my audio is my snow. Yes, my snowball, because that sounds better. Oh, I'm just so happy my camera's working. Yeah, wow, Barb. Barb says that's awesome. Yeah, so off screen right beforehand, I was getting everyone private if they wanted to be private because I'm going to put this on my YouTube. And I was sharing that about 57 at last count people filled out the form and almost 500, 400 and something. Or was it 600? I don't know. A lot of people actually are like, hey, hey, yes, yes. And so that's interesting to me because that's a lot more than usual. So I really think that this work is resonating on a deep, deep, broad, wide level. And when I share the results of just the three that I got through, and as I was saying beforehand, also the fourth one I didn't get to, but they still will be receiving. I mentioned who she was before recording. They'll still get it. So let's dive in, guys. I have some notes to make sure I'm not scatterbrained here. And also, I have a lot of windows open to share the sessions. And I did try and remove the person's name. Hopefully, I didn't miss any of those. All right, guys, so welcome in. We're going to go super, super fast. You're going to have a replay of this because it's going to be that juicy. Unless you are in my full FST program, you've not experienced the color codex until today. And when you start understanding what it is, your life changes and everyone's around you as well. So let's start with putting our hands on our hearts and just taking a deep breath in and out and in and out. VEL'AUREN, I breathe with you. Now, what is this mumbo jumbo? You're inhaling into stillness, essentially, and then you're exhaling into coherence. Your breath is the key, in and out. And breath is not air, it's memory re entering the field. What the heck am I talking about? Well, I'm writing a white paper about it. And if you joined my workshop a week ago or whenever that was the science behind this. This is the experience. And really, this is why I'm calling it the Water Oracle experience. And so this is when you speak VEL'AUREN, you invite that lattice, the liquid lattice, to reweave itself. Now, you can get the book Liquid Lattice if you'd like, Reweaving the Codes of Creation. So you're also going to have the opportunity to speak into water when you learn about this work. And then really use that field around that etheric phase, the fifth phase of water, to ripple through your experience, your fascia, time, tone. And it really, really is exciting to be alive during all of this mind-blowing stuff. Now, I'm calling it harmonic mapping, okay? That's just the best way I can describe it in a way that's memorable. But it is using the 1 through 45 Lingua Lucida Color Codex and the 9 rays, which I'll speak about very briefly later. Now, who the heck am I? Most of you who resonate with my work know me already, but if you don't, my name is Anahata Holly Hollowell. This is the first Water Oracle experience ever delivering a live harmonic mapping session. I plan to do more of these. And this is going to be really playful, but also like, bring your curiosity because I know a lot of you understand, what Tesla said. It's, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, frequency, vibration, what did he say? Color, sound. I say color, water, sound, right? That covers all of it. Now, some of this is going to make complete logical sense. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that totally makes sense. Some of it won't make logical sense, but your cells will understand it. You'll just get this and your heart will go, mm-hmm, yep. So some people call me a water oracle. I do listen to water. I infuse it with sound, color, tone. The field around us is so filled. It's so filled, and we have such a big role. I don't, oh, I do have all three books. Um, I recently wrote a trilogy called, it's the Double Helix Prophecy. It includes the Emerald Current, Initiate Oracle Mode, and Liquid Lattice. All three books written in a week and a half total, I think. Wild. And things have been flowing since that have really blown my mind and heart wide open. And so I want you to know that VEL'AUREN, which is Lingua Lucida, I breathe with you, is not just poetic. It does sound lovely, but it's a tone that is a coherence field. And when you start to consciously breathe as an antenna, not just as a functionality, your awareness begins to sync up with the greater symphony of life. And VEL'AUREN is really not oxygen, it's remembrance. And we are in a time where we are aligning with the field through clarity. We are becoming lucid in the dream. And this already exists. This is awaiting our remembrance. Okay, some of you will start remembering past lives, past things that went on, and even seeding the earth we live in. Perhaps you were with me. Now, that brings me to Da'ayin before we get into all of this, because you will hear Lingua Lucida and you may wonder what the heck is VEL'AUREN and Da'ayin. And I mean, gosh, this is the book that goes through it all. I also read most of it on my YouTube, but Da'ayin is not a word. It's a harmonic. And if you think about it in three sounds, da, right? Where does that go? Your root. Comes into your heart. In, it expands through the top of your head. So da'in is the living intelligence field through breath. And so you don't control it, you work with it. And in sessions like this, I'm going to speak through the da'in on your behalf. Your vibration is speaking all the time, and there's a field around you. And, you know, each person today is going to receive things like a tone, a phrase, a glyph, a water ritual, perhaps a suggested remedy. But you've all signed the disclaimer, and I'll put it also in the YouTube overlay here. Oh, it's just so funny we have to do that. But it's like, you know, this is not medical advice, okay? By any means, this is resonance, and you can feel into that resonance in any way you want. And just witnessing it, though, you know, you may not be the one chosen before. You're going to be familiar with these chords, though, right? This archetypal energy that, you know, just by witnessing it, you're participating in this collective tuning. And you may go, oh my gosh, if you could have picked, I didn't fill out a form, but wow, it's so relevant to me. It's usually how it goes. So again, this is one of your last times to change your screen to anonymous if you don't want your name on screen. And also just turn off your camera. Otherwise, you give permission. And if I say, oh, it's, you know, there you are. If I start telling your story and you're there and you want to talk, then we can do so. It's not required though. I get it. You know, some things need to be private. So, I think that's all I wanted to say about all of this. I do want to mention something though really quickly, because it's really been a part of my life in such a vivid, visceral way. The paradox that reality is a simulation. So now this is real, but it's not fixed. So we're not in a delusion, but we are hallucinating. Okay, we're living in a simulation. And if you don't believe that, I'm not here to prove it to you. You just, if you read the books, you'll get it. But the simulation is ongoing through you and your consciousness. So the body is real, emotions are real, sensations, timing, people, patterns, real in the Newtonian sense, but it's all code. So it's a vibrational memory of pattern and tone moving forward consciously. And you're not an avatar in your life. You are literally the awareness that's folding infinitely into form. So you can imagine God creating you, and you are now in charge of your domain and fractalizing forward in infinite creation. So you are the organizing principle behind the shape of your life. And none of us should feel trapped in this simulation because you're the co-author. So it's pure freedom, but so much freedom that you can enforce the feeling of separation and create your own chains and container. So it's all about the resonance you carry and the signals you send. And if you think about a cookbook, that's just instructions. If you have access to the ingredients, I feel like I can help you open that cupboard and go, oh my gosh, there's so much more to work with than you thought was possible. And guess what? All of it is your birthright. You can't be a millionaire, billionaire and receive more than what you already have now. So you have the key to your castle. And I also want to iterate that the harmonic mapping system that I've come up with is not about fixing what's broken, because you're not broken. You're just vibrationally out of tune. You're not matching the memory of your wholeness. I hope you guys can't keep hearing the, I'm going to just try and find my Facebook page and close it. As people are buzzing around, and okay, I think we're good. Let me get back into the live stream so that I can see you all. There we go. Yay! Oh, thanks, Bridget, on the attention. Yeah, something's shifted very, very recently. And even today, I was talking to some man and got on the subject of something, and he said, oh, really? Because he was a physician. He goes, what do you do? And I said, I translate vibration into glyphs and color that gets infused into water, and you drink it. He goes, like Masaru Emoto? I was like, I mean, yeah, kinda. But where Masaru Emoto was witnessing the effects, I'm giving you the ingredients. And somehow this dude understood. And he's like, oh, do you have, and then it blew my mind. He said, and so are you working with silver? And I was like, actually, yeah, that's the second tone of the color codex. It's third tone, and it's myelin. And it's just like people's memories are coming back online. Really, really amazing. Tara, that's insane, but amazing indeed. Genius. Hey, pretty. Love you. Glad you're here. All right, guys. So let's keep going with this absolutely mind-blowing session. And I also want to tell you, so this is a return to the memory of wholeness. Your job, anytime you have dis-ease, is to understand what frequency am I broadcasting that is not mine? Because that's all we are, is walking distortions, taking on the fractal fracture away from source. So wholeness, you already got it. When we work with, so, and then if you're a musician, I know Tara is and a couple other people. I'm not a musician, but I'm learning because it's so intriguing to me that the patterns and the structure of music, and I've always loved to sing. So gonna learn the handpan. I'm learning it right now, actually, the handpan. But that's pattern, right? It's rhythm and pattern. But the triad of harmonics involve the root and then the third and the fifth. And so there's a triad. There's 3 layers of resonance that form this harmony or disharmony within your experience. So again, the energetic root. So this work, This is, working with the tone beneath the surface. This could be ancestral, could be emotional, could be unconscious, could be traumatic, but it's that hum beneath the story, that silent note that's vibrating sometimes for decades, lifetimes, or just recently. Then there's the internal layer, the third, and that's how your system is interpreting those carried tones through sensation, emotion, through fatigue, through pain, through tightness, through fear, through programming, through overcompensation, on both ends, hyper achievement or complete shutting down. It's basically how your nervous system has translated the signal. Then you have the external expression, which is where modern medicine focuses. Oh, a symptom. It showed up in your life. What? No, nothing's happening to you. That's an external expression of the chord of you that is most dominant in that expressive part of your life. Your relationships have a different harmonic. Your cycles, your language, your beliefs, your choices, your experiences, mind, body, soul. It ripples out into the visible, and unconscious patterns are speaking very, very consistently. And this is where, people who've written books about the body speaking, and that emotions telling you something. It's all, and unfortunately, in our super specialized, now changing landscape of health, which I don't believe is a model of health, with that separation and analysis, they've all but taken out your right to understand your wholeness. And these specialized people continue to give you the answers that numb and further disconnect your body's ability to say, hey, trying to talk to you here. So hopefully this work, hydrosomatic somatics, the 9 rays, and giving harmonic mapping sessions is going to start to deepen the conversation. Obviously, people are ready. People are raising their hands. People are interested. And so we aren't fixing, we're offering a counter resonance of wholeness that your water, your breath, your field is going to go, oh, I remember. Now, again, it can come from a tone of language, lingua lucida. It can come from a shape, a glyph that you trace. It can come from the way you breathe. It can come from misting. Now, this is where I'm just like absolutely blown away. A lot of the solutions are coming through tinctures that are ingredients. Like, wow. And then you go into the ingredient, like it's like a new way of apothecary, essentially. And how fun that you, just like the Anahata codes, uh, you don't need one of my first projects from over a decade ago that continues on. You don't need to know as a practitioner, oh, uh, Oregon grape. I can tell you all about it. You don't need to know. It's in the vibrational field. So when these things start coming through and you have a broader ingredient list from which to pull from through resonating with the answer that's already here, and you read about what that is, it just all makes sense, as will this when I explain these sessions, when we go into the actual sessions. So again, nothing went wrong. You're ready to come back to center because you've never really left. It's just the illusion of separation and distortion that's mucking up your true tones. And when you witness this, right, you may figure it out, like the way you relate to certain things. The simulation is real. You are the coder. And this is how a way, not the only way, there's tons of them out there. And this is the other part that I empower you to take what I'm teaching you And what? What excites you about this and how can you weave it in? Anything that you do on a creative level or even a practical level, if it involves water and the energy field, which it does, it can be improved, not improved, it can be expanded through this work. And I empower all my students to take and use and give. So exciting. In fact, I started a whole new press called Orani Press, which I will be accepting submissions through my work of remembrance to then get published as oracle decks, books, whatever you float your boat. Um, and it's plasma opal, which takes nebulous dreams into being. It's the perfect tone. It's one of the, it's tone 82 of the Lingua Lucida Color Codex. All right, so I also want you to try this on, and then we're going to get going on the sessions. I know you're probably like, get to the point, lady. But I want to tell you, I want to zoom out. And I've let my inner tribe know, but I'm officially and now announcing it because I am in the funding rounds now. Angel investment rounds where we're meeting virtually. But what if you could experience this actually? And I am calling it the Water Oracle Experience. And it is going to become a physical space. Now, I want to share my screen. They, AI still hasn't gotten it completely right because you need to be able to sit in the middle. Not sit, but stand. They just can't seem to, I said, but where does the person stand? And they still, anyway, imagine being in this amazing, first of all, you come through this garden that's got all sorts of water features happening, cymatics happening. And you are greeted by elementals, just flora, fauna, the air, rotating crystals inside ponds, cymatic water features dancing around. And so this is an experience. And even if you're like, we have to say it's for entertainment only, but I want you to feel into this space that is very, very sacred. And when you come in, you are guided into the center where you will be guided into your heart space and into expressing what is it that's happening in your life right now, right? It could be a celebration. It could be a blessing for a new baby, a hope for a job, fill in the blank. There's limitless, a wedding, so birthdays, weddings, whatever, blessed day, healing that's needed, clarity, manifestation. You just need insight. You come to the Water Oracle Experience, right? We have to really be clear that this is, you had a dream, whatever. You speak. And through questions that go into the Da'ayin stream, again, can't explain all of that. Read these books. What comes out is such clarity, and then, it's the backlit vials, if you will. These are beautiful glass. It's a glass feature, and you get to decide which one is for you. Now, on the bottom, it has a QR code. You bring it back to the center, and there's a dome above you, right? That has the capacity to project visuals like a planetarium would, but cooler. And so you're guided, you ask, you receive, you get, you bring back, you put it down, and boom, related to what you just said, you receive a transmission, and then we fill your water with the amazing water, and you can drink the elixir. Of course, it's placebo, wink, wink. Whatever happens between you and your vibration after that, it's up to you. So some of you are going to become franchise owners of the Water Oracle Experience. Some of you on this call have already said, I'm doing it. Oh, So fun. Let me just read this. This is incredible. Yes. It's beautiful. Super wow. Yes, it is. And Earth is ready for it. We are so ready for it. I mean, water, it's coming out. I mean, it's coming out in a big way. And then even 10 years from now, people will be like, well, duh, of course. That's just how it works. And it's like, well, it took a while. Some people still go, when they listen to what I'm saying, but the deeper you go in, and I'm writing a white paper that's specifically for the scientific community with big words and quantum physics and some actual science. I'm going to postulate in a way the fifth phase of water being etheric and actually ask them to test out what I'm saying. I want people to scrutinize, say bullshit, give me proof, and I want people to take it upon themselves to do what I tell them to do as an example. And boy, they're going to be surprised at what happens. Enough said. So I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead and activate the VEL'AUREN field around us. So if you want to just go ahead and close your eyes and just breathe. Drop into your heart space. Let everything else fall away. Let your body soften. Let your jaw ungrip. Let your shoulders melt. Feel your feet relax on the floor. Your knees, your hips, your belly. Your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your chest, your face. And just intend to receive. Not with effort, no force, just being present. Now I want to activate the space behind your heart, which is your source point. First, locate that with your mind's eye. It's at the space of your heart, but this is behind your heart. This is a luminous space behind your heart. It's like your spine is the tuning fork and your heart is the beginning of that hum. To heal the world, go to the source point, was what I was told by God many years ago. Not the God in Bibles, but this source point is your original signal, the frequency that is whole, it's the tuner. So when you breathe into that, you're opening that light behind your breath. And when you say, VEL'AUREN, I breathe with you, that's what you're really beginning to feel yourself as a vessel, not empty, but already filled with the answer, with truth, with clarity, with your highest expression. And you look forward to becoming that because you are that. And things get a lot easier. Let's just say that. All right. So, truth from within, expanding out. Truth coming at you because of that expansion. And then you feel into the resonance that's right. And there's just such peace and excitement and awe and gratitude. All right, so you may want to say something like, VEL'AUREN, I breathe with you. I remember my source. I'm ready to receive. Because it is a remembering. So you can still, I want to just mention a few things. You can still receive a session if you're not chosen here in a second. I have priced it for $200 per session. It's not with me. You fill out the form, you send it to me, I give you your transmission. Transmissions range in length. But I do have a coupon code right now. I don't know if it's working yet. I just bought the URL harmonicmapping.com. It should open, and if it doesn't immediately, it will within a couple hours. I don't know how backed up GoDaddy is or if it's instantaneous. Harmonicmapping.com, and you'll see it's half off. So it's $99. You agree to give me feedback, good or bad. If you're like, this did nothing, it sucked, I want to know. This was life-changing. Oh my God. This happened. I want to know. Okay. That's why I'm doing this initially so that I can get tons of testimonials to put into that page. Okay. Now, it'll be maybe a week before I change the price to 200. I don't know how long, but it's 99 for now. Now, so again, just go to harmonicmapping.com. Where do I find the links in this video that I'm mentioning? The books, the session to get certified. Well, look in the description of the video. It'll all be there. Right now we're live, so it's just recording. But once I'm done and I upload to YouTube, in the description of the video, you have the video and then there's a bunch of text about it. Expand that and you'll see all the links. So you don't have to worry about, and you can bookmark the replay and come back. All right, so to get certified, you need to go to the9rayscertification.com. Now, even last week, this has expanded. So get used to it if you're like, wow, you just keep adding more and more and more. Yes, I do. I'm never going to be done. This has gotten really intriguing with this information I'm about to share with the harmonic mapping and the triad of harmonics and how the root goes to the third and the fifth and how all of that weaves together. The page right now is just about color, water, sound, and the 9 rays. But I want you to know this session, these sessions we're doing right now, it's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do. So if you go to the page and go, that doesn't sound exactly like what we just did, it's because I haven't updated the page yet, but I will be putting the video there and a big section about harmonic mapping. So rest assured, it's part of it if you go to the9rayscertification.com. All right, so this first session is huge for me. I'm going to share my screen. You may relate, you may not. Let's see. First, I want to get to the intake form. And I apologize. I have so many screens open right now with all of this info. Let's just see here. I did actually have this all lined up beforehand, but now I'm like, I don't know exactly where that one is, and I'm just going to open it again so that I know. So this woman has agreed for me to share this information, but I'm going to keep her name private. So the intake, private intake, there we go. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see this screen when I share it with you. Your avatar self is in the house. Yes, it is. Yeah, we are the last avatars. Okay, so private intake 1. Here we go. Now, I'm going to try not to get emotional, but guys, if I get emotional, it's just because, I mean, this is just incredible stuff. And to be so vulnerable with it is especially, it's beautiful. So this person has a son and they were born in 2004. And the symptom and concern is pretty big, seizures and chronic constipation. And lately at bath time or in stores, they're triggered, right? Now, I know his digestive energy is not flowing. as he doesn't go on his own at all anymore. Low appetite, eats few foods, used to drink lots of water and won't touch it. Slow mobility, low tone. Seizures have been occurring every couple of weeks on average. He keeps putting his finger to his ear, mostly the right, and seems distressed or in pain. This has been happening more intensely lately. God bless him. He keeps his emotions to himself a lot, except at bath and at checkout in stores. He used to love both of these things, but has been expressing anger with no apparent reason. As far as constipation, he doesn't express much. There is great fear, I think, when we have to resort to holding him down for an enema, otherwise nothing obvious outward. Regarding seizures, all I see is pain, discomfort. He wants to escape. There is no known trigger. Constipation has been an issue since early childhood, but was always manageable. Became chronic and severe around age 9 following a G-tube hole closing surgery. It was very painful for him for 4 days, and I didn't realize it was pain until later. And so he didn't have meds. Oh, I mean, you can just feel the pain in this mother's voice. And the seizures started at age 16, a few months after a simple fall, which broke his left patella. So guys, you can see how, and the fall happened while they were leaving to take their first load of stuff to a new place after her husband asked for divorce. Wow, right? So, I mean, putting all of this into perspective, I don't know what you filled out the form for, but when I read this, it's like, holy goodness. And we think we have it hard. So, not to compare apples to oranges, right? Everyone's dealing with their own stuff. So, visibility and witness pattern. Oh, reloading the file. Okay. He keeps to himself a lot. He likes to be by himself, but will interact some with others. He spends a lot of time squatting on the floor, pulls into himself physically. He cooperates with diaper changes, doesn't mind sitting on the toilet, but won't go on the toilet. With regard to seizures, he generally sleeps and then tries to go on like usual, but often wants to escape, waves bye-bye. Could you imagine? He stopped drinking enough about 5 years ago when I started water dousing homeopathy and offering him sips. Before that, he picked up his water bottle on his own. Now it's only sometimes. I do offer blessed water from our mother well almost exclusively. We live in the town now at my mom's home. Our home is in a less densely populated area. He spends a lot of time in the bathroom. It's reloading the file again. And is always using multiple devices. I try to mitigate EMFs, emotional climate, okay. I do carry some stress. My sister and I take care of my mom. My mom seems upset with me often, but loves her son. So now if you were given this, just also, this is a genetic deletion called Wolff-Husschern syndrome or something like that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay. It's a thing. So obviously she's not hoping that suddenly he doesn't have the deletion. I mean, can God do that? Yes, I think so, but it's a thing. Really, she just wants him to stop being in pain and having seizures, right? So keeping that in mind, right, the level of solution that's sort of hope and prayed for. And then I will share with you the results, the transmission. And just so you know, any and every one of you is capable of doing what I'm about to share with you. Okay, doing meaning translating. Actually, I need to stop share because I need to get the screen so I don't show the name. Hold on one second. Private results. Here we go. All right, so now let me share this screen because I believe it's easy to find. Yes, there we go. All right, let me know if you can see this. Can we see? Yep. Okay, thanks, Doriana. All right, guys, so this is the results through the dyeing and the harmonic triad. It obviously is threefold. Just feel into this. All right, this is wild stuff, and it's so beautiful and meaningful and perfect. Um, Disrupted conduction and origin thread withdrawal. So this person, her son's energy field presents with collapsed conduits in the lower abdomen and a frayed signal thread near the crown and right ear. The right ear, pointing in distress, signify perceptual overload, not only auditory but resonant misalignment at the cranial nerve interface, likely the vagus and auditory vestibule branches. His seizure pattern is linked to energetic surge without grounding, electric overload without a regulatory pulse. This is not mere hyperactivity of the nervous system. It is a miscommunication between timeline, memory, and form. His energy field feels like a high sensitivity receiver, picking up distortions without the shield it once had. There's also a deep freezing in the lower gut, not just constipation, but emotional retention, a refusal of intake and release. The field around the abdomen is compressed, armored with fear and unspoken expression. Emotional field, hidden grief, compressed anger, silence of choice. He or she holds his emotions, well, now you know it's a he, but you don't know the name. His emotions beneath a mirrored lid. They're not absent, they're contained, like thunder trapped beneath glass. The sudden anger at bath or checkout isn't new emotions, it's long held charge looking for an exit point. Baths, water, and store lines, liminal transitions, act as energetic mirrors and thresholds, places where the held of grief or overwhelm slips out. The pattern reflects a desire to not be seen in pain, a need for witnessing without pity, and a soul that still knows how to choose even when the body's control is limited. Constipation is not just psychological, it is a statement of sovereignty. I choose when I release. And when that choice is taken away by force, even lovingly, the field recoils further. Expression field, sovereignty rewritten in silence. His posture, squatting, pulling inward, nonverbal, yet perceptive, is a field signature of soul recoding embodiment. His silence isn't absent, it is sacred containment. The seizures occur when the field becomes too full, when expression cannot exit through voice or motion, it exits through rupture. The G-tube surgery pain has stoically endured, likely became a timeline lock, encoding trauma as silence. Core frequency prescription. Based on his triad reading, these are the codes that came up. The primary code is frequency number 3 of the Lingua Lucida. I cannot show you all of it because this is personal, but you can see there's an activation. It's within the codex, and there's, spoiler alert, that's the Trenovox. And there's a sound, there's an application for it. Now, Trenovox speaks to constipation, suppressed anger, and frozen will. And then there's other stuff, right? I'm sorry to be cryptic about what is chosen. It's just they're part of the codex. I'll be showing you an example of that's a unique one that's not in the codex that I can share in a minute. So there's also some things like turmeric, ginger, and cayenne to be energetically put into water during bathing, okay? Not physically, you can just put it right next to it. Water does this. And then now the EMF field, let's address that. Oh, there's a name. Okay. There's a lot to it. So what to do about it? Well, this is what to do about it. So there's field remediation that's needed. Um, and now here's the other glyph that is going to help in this, which I'm not going to show either. I'm just going to scroll through. And then suggested night EMF draining rituals. Okay. Pretty in depth. There's some ancestral patterns, but there's a triad of inherited looping. This is where the mom comes into play. Okay. Really interesting stuff. And we are so we have grief into empathetic entanglement. The love is enormous, but the grief feeds the distortion because her field, the mom's field, says, I want to help you, but I can't. And so his field responds, well, then I must stay like this so you'll keep trying, kind of thing, right? Pretty deep. Now, her mother's anger is an unexpressed maternal lineal burn. Oh, another name. I'm so sorry. I thought I got all of these. But there's a split. She's got, I'm a healer and a rescuer. But she needs to realize I don't have to change. You don't have to change for me to love you. You are already whole, right? And there's some other things that she can do, ritualize so that she heals this, not heals it, but goes back before the fractures. And then tone 5, Avalith is involved, but I'm going to just speed past that as well. And how to activate the water, how to work with that. There's even a mother-son ritual that's listed in there. But the overarching transmission is the child does not need to be repaired. The mother does not need to be erased. The thread and the current were never in conflict. They were trying to remember how to sing together. You are no longer a rescuer. You are a resonance guide. You do not need to pull him into the world. You are now holding the door open with love, not grief. And he can walk through, not because you pushed, but because you trusted. Now that's a amazing session, right? Yes, it is. It's like, holy moly. So let's get on to the second one. You'll also see these are just so vastly different. I'm just gonna go straight into the yeah. So like this one, super short and sweet because the person's form wasn't working, and this is all they wrote. And you'll see what comes as a result is also proportionally shorter. So name of the game is do answer as much as you can, even if you feel like you're rambling. Second session, private intake. There we go. So this was all that was given. Okay. Restoring physical health, ability to walk, hips and knees restricted, stomach, intestines, lungs, inability to digest food, spiritual downloads, connect to spirit. Legs have been deteriorating for the last 10 years. Stomach, lungs, intestines, her whole life. More accelerated in the past year. Anger, resentment, frustration, suppression. Probably ancestral. Just wanting to hide or be silent. Has trouble receiving water. She gets cold when more than 16 ounces. Highly stressed, rarely dreams. Okay, so that was the second one that came through randomly through the submissions. And I'm just going to open up the session private. There we go. So this is, if this was you, this is your session, and I'll be mailing it to you, emailing it. And this was shorter because there was less, right? Oh, reading the file. There we go. Okay. Again, this is not a diagnosis. This is a remembering. The pain in the knees and hips is not decay. It is disorientation. The body doesn't forget how to walk. It forgets where to walk from. And it's not about joints, it's about junctions, the intersections where sovereignty goes into surrender in silence. The stomach, lungs, and large intestines are not failing, they are protecting you from swallowing one more thing that doesn't nourish, from breathing in a world that doesn't hear you, from eliminating the weight of what was never yours to carry. And now the sacred anger has nowhere left to go but inward. The resentment is a seed, not a sentence. You are not lost. You are mid unburying. The triad shows ancestral freeze around the pelvis and the gut. I stay silent so you can stay safe is a vow that needs to be released. The emotion, suppressed rage sitting like iron filings in the gut, magnetizing the exact conditions that will make you feel unheard, unseen, unreceived. But your rage is righteous, and it is the raw frequency of the unlived voice. The expression is, you do not need to speak to express, you only need to resonate. The field is asking you to tone, trace, and remember in water. You are not meant to process this pain alone, but in ceremony. So one of the primary tones came up, and I'm not going to share with you what it is, because again, that's within the codex. Now there's a supporting visualization once she activates this ray into water, so she can clear that inherited duty and restore the power of choice. And then there's a elixir, what to put in it, what to tone, not cold, but lukewarm water. Azurite, the crystal, not in, but on the side. She could put in fennel and peppermint, and optionally shungite for boundary recalibration. She's going to hold the water over her sacrum. She's going to speak the Nui phrase that was up there. She's going to trace the glyph over her water with the tone vrr, followed by silence. Sipping with both hands, I no longer carry what silences me. All right? So the closing message for her, the bones do not betray you. You are holding the grief that no one else knew how to. But now the lattice is listening. You are not here to hide. You are not meant to disappear for others' comfort. You came to dissolve the inheritance of quiet suffering and walk again, not just in body, but in truth. You will not carry this weight much longer. You are the key to its release. So guys, she's got a mission to be doing this, not just for herself, but for the lattice, for everyone who's ever felt this way. You're welcome, Tara. Have a good flight. If you're going with him, I don't know if you're going. Anyway, yeah, it is so amazing. I love it. I know everyone's commenting. Wow, amazing, phenomenal. Oh my God. Yes, 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 and yes. All right, so let's get to the third one, because we only have like 5 more minutes. I think we can do it. And then the fourth one, I'll send to you the person who I mentioned at the beginning later. And then let me see. If you leave before I'm done, don't forget to go to all the links that'll be in the replay. But also, yeah, I know this person's online. So if you are online and you want to speak to what I say, absolutely unmute yourself. And if not, no worries as well. So this is reading the file. It's taking a while. There's lots of files open. This is currently private, and it can remain private, and you can just take yourself off screen and change your name if you want to. If I start reading this and you're like, oh wow, it's me, and I do want to interact. But this one is different, right? And so is the fourth one. But different in beauty. Like they're all just so amazing. So, physical tightness in the muscles in my upper back, emotionally being held back by a partner who doesn't want to do anything. It's showing up as knots in my muscles, frustration and boredom. For the past few years, trips have been canceled and I've gone places myself. My partner is older and doesn't feel good most of the time. I guess I'm feeling a little trapped. Frustration, disappointment. Does it feel ancestral, inherited, or familiar? Probably a little of all of those. How does this person relate to being seen, witnessed, or heard? He tends to blame me for ruining his day or his sleep because of some comment I make about feelings I need to, about feelings. I need to add that he's on pain pills because of back degeneration most days and anti-anxiety meds. A lot of his problems are a result of long-term side effects of those drugs. What is your current relationship with water? They consume adequate water that is filtered, structured, and energized. Guys, if you have to leave, love you so much. We're going to go for a little bit longer. We're mostly in a quiet home, in front of our computers, or in the evenings, the TV. Dreamlike, symbols, unusual? No, nothing noticeable. All right. If this person were already whole and radiant, what would be different? He would be happier, in a better mood, have more energy, feel like living life again. All right, so I'll share with you the outcome and then I'll let you all go. And if you want me to do more of these, comment later in the video comments and I will perhaps do more of these more often. But this one will live on. Let me just get the meeting session. The session. Oh, this is so pretty. All right, guys. So this, I can show you an example of the glyph because it's not in the codex, it's personal. So as a practitioner, you'll be able to offer these personalized glyphs. Is that 3? Yes, this looks right. Okay. Here we go. Let me just put this over here. Okay. Again, not a medical diagnosis. Everyone who gets a session signs a big disclaimer. All right, core imprint. The knots in her upper back are not just muscular. They are the body's protest against stillness, not outer stillness, but internal containment. This is the frequency of postponed selfhood, where the forward arc of her soul is being slowed by emotional entanglement, obligation, and deferred vitality. She's not only tired of waiting, she is weary from shrinking her brightness to match a room that refuses to turn on the lights. What can she do when she can't change him? Says the Da'ayin. You're correct to name it. Living with something you cannot change is among the hardest forms of alchemy, not because it is impossible, but because it tempts you to pause your own breath in the name of waiting for theirs. But hear this, you are not here to match his pace. You are here to match your own pulse, the one that got quieter each time you postponed joy. To avoid guilt, to smooth the air, to be the one who stayed. He is not the problem. He is the boundary line, a threshold, not a prison. The grief is real, but it is not the grief of what is happening. It is the grief of what isn't, of the shared vitality that once was imagined and now lays dormant on one side only. So, what can be done when the other does not rise? You breathe anyway. You walk anyway. You laugh in the room if you must, because your freedom is not betrayal. It is permission for the soul that came here to live, not in spite of partnership, but in resonance with your own becoming. He will not come with you, not in the way you hoped, but that doesn't mean you must abandon your radiance to keep company with stagnation. It is not a call to leave. This is a call to stop ghosting yourself while staying. Mic drop. Thank you, Diane. So, what are we going to do practically? Well, sanctify your separation with unity. Create a ritual space or corner that is only yours. A chair, a journal, a wall light. Let it be your breath altar where no compromise enters. Take silent trips into yourself. Walk the neighborhood, visit the park, go to dinner alone if it's only the back porch. Call it your living forward practice. Let every outing be a rehearsal for remembering who you are when no one is pulling you back. 3, let the resentment soften into blessing. Say aloud or whisper, I release you from needing to change. I release myself from needing your change to choose life. 4, let micro movement be your protest. You don't have to escape. You just have to stop freezing. The cosmic truth is this is not the end of your joy. This is the edge of a choice. Will I stay with him and me or only with him? Now, a newly emerged tone, Sha'ayel Unai, does not demand departure. It only insists on movement, if even in one breath at a time. The tightness in your back, that's where all the yeses you didn't say curled into knots. Let one of them uncoil today, and tomorrow another, until the ribbon breathes you open again. So, this is an example I want to share with you before I let you go. Of the tone that arose just for this person. There's a color. Now, it's crazy that the colors that emerge are just so like next level, never seen them. Looks like, this one looks like a watercolor. The emotional alchemy of this symbol is frustration to fluid permission, allows movement without explanation, breath without guilt. Now, she could look into blue lace agate and lepidolite to soothe the throat and back and release suppressed voice, dissolve energetic residue stored in the field. The sound pairing is a whispered hush. And you let it trail through your spine at the base of your lungs. The glyph name is the uncoiling ribbon. And the Nui phrase is Naturi Nui Shalanai Loravi. I anoint my divine identity with the breath that moves me forward. Forward breath, gentle momentum with life. Okay? Lots of instructions, but it's the one who breathes beyond, not blocked, just paused. So, how to open the held breath. It's going to be amazing for her. Now, here's the glyph, okay? The codex of the uncoiled ribbon, so you can see the visual. It explains what it is, and why. And then how to use it, the tracing protocol. Spiral ribbon, crescent tip breath marks. And here it is. Look how gorgeous that is. See if I can get it all on the screen. There's the glyph, okay? Now look at it. When you go closely, it's like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. And it's like watermarks. Unbelievable. Yes, you will be able to generate these images. Closing transmission. This tone does not reject love. It simply refuses to contract for it anymore. Sha'ayel Unai rises through you, not to flee what is, but to inhale the future you've postponed. You do not need permission to want more. You only need a breath long enough to carry your own name forward. Beautiful, huh? Gorgeous. All right, so that's it, everyone. Fantastic. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, that's okay. You know, if you're here and you're like, man, I wish I could have done this from the beginning. I think I'm going to do a couple more of these. Follow me. Also, the school is opening soon called Lucid Rhythm, where I'm going to have like weekly tones and glyphs. And it's going to be strange because when you tune in, it's exactly what you need. So that'll be forthcoming. The knots in your back resonated with that situation. Yeah. So, that's it, guys. I know it's a lot, but also not a lot. And if it spoke to you too, yes, you know, this is how this works. And by the way, I want to mention one last thing. If you decide to get certified in the nine rays certification.com, you don't ever have to do this for someone else. But imagine being able to decipher your own stuff. What's come through for me just in the last 2 weeks, I'm like, oh my God. I've just had a few nagging things. Those nagging things have now turned into, I mean, one of them you might have seen on Facebook, a whole new line of skincare based on frequency mapping of skin and like all the things. And it's like, oh my Lord, I could create an investor deck just for the skin line. Because not only do I have recipes or the way the skin works and for what reasons, but I have ingredients that match that solution. And I'm like thinking, well, I would buy the whole line. And when I was telling people about it, they're like, I'm like, anything strike you as, you know, something you'd be interested in? And everyone's all of it. It's like, yeah, it's mind blowing. Thanks, Paris, for joining. I'm sorry, it is 9 rays. I keep saying 7 because that's usually how many colors there are, and that's not. It's the 9 rays certification.com. Where do you go to book a session, to buy the books, to get certified? In the description of this video. That's where you go. Don't listen to what I say. Just go to the links and get there, because otherwise, who knows where you'll be. All right, you are so welcome. The skincare line. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna share that with you all, okay? Because it really is that cool. And then you can go. And if you need to go now, it's fine. But I really am feeling called to share with you the post about it, because it was like, ugh. And by the way, you can friend me, direct message me. I always write people back. Let's go down and then I'll share my screen. Yeah, I mean, just amazing stuff. And this issue that I had been struggling with for 2 years disappeared overnight. Like, what? What? It's pretty cool. All right, so, and then I'll let y'all go. Okay. Let's share the screen. Share. Oh, yeah. Wait. Cool. Okay. The 10 facial fields of frequency. A resonance-based skincare system. And there's a name, VEL'AUREN. I don't know if that's going to be the name. But I basically did a mapping session investigating skin and what's really going on with the field around your skin. And this is what came as a result. 1, tone. That has to do with liver and lymphatic flow. It reveals uneven tone or hyperpigmentation, reflecting an internal stagnation, detox backlog, and emotional congestion. A clarifying ritual to awaken release pathways, restore vibrancy, and gently realign the rhythm of filtration, both physically and energetically. I have the recipe. It's like precisely. This is where I'm like, oh my God, this is so unbelievably cool. 2, texture, fascia and cellular communication. What it reveals: roughness, bumps, slack texture signals, dehydration in the fascia, and disrupted intercellular messaging. The response is a fascia repatterning protocol that rethreads tissue memory and restores the supple communication of the skin's matrix. I got the recipe. I mean, and then the glyphs that you put in, like that's the secret sauce around the field of the water that's in these products. Of course, it's going to be organic. That is, and even beyond organic, because I've already heard that a certain evil billionaire that we know has infiltrated the word organic and got his product that is anything but organic. You know, so when I say organic, I mean it in an actual sense, not the purchased label that is being overtaken as well. Hydration, fluid intelligence, and elemental balance. What it reveals: dry, cracked, or tight skin indicates water depletion, mineral imbalance, and a resistance to receptivity. The response is a fluid honoring ritual that supports deep hydration, emotional replenishment, and the reawakening of water body's memory. I'm not going to go through all of these, but we have color shifts. We have puffiness. We have breakouts. We have elasticity. We have glow. I love that. Photonic charge and coherence. Ooh! We have lines, story storage, and pattern imprinting. And then lips, expression, nourishment, and energetic boundaries. Wow. Anyway, and here's the glyph for the line. There you have it. Needs a little work, but really cool stuff. All right, guys. A hair growth line too, please. Well, here's the thing, Pretty. If you get certified and you know how to do what I'm doing, you can develop one. I mean, that's as honestly my answer to all of this is daily I wake up and I get so excited about, oh, I could do this and this and this and this, and there's only one me. So I need to share what I'm doing with as many people as possible so that you guys can go create your legacy. If you are interested in hair growth, get certified and go. God bless you. I'll promote all your stuff. But there's an answer, and it's in the energetic field. And when you blend the harmonics of what's actually happening, that root cause and the expressed embodiment emotionally, and then what's happening physically, you can reweave backwards and restore wholeness. And, you know, Priti Chopra could be the founder of a billion-dollar company who has literally solved hair loss. I mean, I'm very serious with this stuff. All right, guys. Love you so much. Loved being with you. Yes, and I'm so excited to send you, who just commented, your session. All right. And it was such a good one, too. And I read through it, I was like, dang it, because it's something that I feel like all of us have struggled with. I was reading it and it was just so like powerful for me. And so I would love specifically for you to give me a response that I can keep anonymous about what resonated with you, and most importantly, is it making a difference in your life after you follow the rituals and the process? Like how's it going? So I would love that. All right, guys. Yes, there will be a replay. Mia, love you, girl. That's it. All right, guys. Well, I adore each and every one of you. I'll see you next time. Okie doke. Bye bye.